use your pain as leverage. The reason I say that is because in life, everybody goes through some sort of experience, good, bad, traumatic, right? Deep memories that they don't even want to talk about, or don't even want to think about, talk about, don't want to bring it up, right? But I say use the pain that you have internally and use that as leverage to be the best version of yourself, right? Because you always hear, right? I'm not going to get too deep into it because I feel like it might be very sensitive, but when you hear people go through certain pains and certain traumas of past experiences, they do certain things. That's why they act the way they act. Harm themselves, harm other people, right? Put people's lives in danger, lives in jeopardy, because they feel mentally they have no reason to be here. They have no reason to live, right? When instead you should use that pain in a way to elevate yourself, because you know how bad that pain is, you know how much it sucks, and you know that you don't want to ever experience that type of pain again. So you should want to mentally do everything in your power to elevate. You're not going to forget about it. Right? It's not about forgetting it, but it's about not letting it, consume you or control your mind or your actions or your beliefs, right? It should be there to let you know, like, I'm not going to let you in. I'm not going to let that pain hold me back. I'm not going to let that traumatic experience hold me back. I'm going to do better, right? And whatever the traumatic experience you may have, right? Or just any type of pain, right? It may not have to be the most traumatic, but just any type of pain or unfortunate circumstance, right? Whatever the case is, use that to your advantage. Use that as leverage so you can elevate to yourself. And it makes it for a unique story, right? I'm not saying you have to tell people about it if you don't want to, but it should be more of a personal thing, a more personal self-developmental growth for yourself. That way you can say, like, I didn't let this consume me, right? And sometimes it's like that in family, right? Sometimes it's a family thing, right? Family pain of almost the same thing, and they let it consume them, and they turn out, into certain people not in good ways, right? So you need to be able to break that cycle, right? Or break that whatever family tradition that is, and negatively, and use it to your advantage, right? Life is all about perspective, so you might as well just do that. And you have to be able to not let it consume you, because as you get older, no one's going to care about your traumatic experience. No one. You can't have a traumatic experience from your past and go out here and do some messed up or harming other people, especially. Like, I think for some reason I think people can care less, quote unquote, if you were to harm yourself, which you shouldn't. No one should do self-harm on themselves, but I feel some people just wouldn't care as much because it's not them or whatever the case is, right? Just saying, that's just how some society is. But trying to use that as an excuse to why you harmed other people or why you did a certain action that got people hurt or injured, yeah, try explaining that to law enforcement. They're not going to care. I mean, they could go back in time and look at history and just and they can decide if they want to how they want to dictate anything. But regardless, you're still most likely going to end up at the station, right? At the police station, or it's just not going to be a good look, right? And most of the time they're not going to care, right? Even if they were to take into consideration and you get a quote unquote reduced sentence or reduced amount of charges, like, at the end of the day, you shouldn't even want to be in that situation because your life is on the line. Your quote freedom is on the line. Like, you just don't want to be in that situation because do you really want to have that in law enforcement's hands? I don't think you do. Or whomever, law enforcement, the government, I don't think you should want that in their hands. So what you need to do is whatever pain or trauma you have had in the past, or maybe even if it's something that's going through right now, you need to use that to your advantage, right? Look at it from a different perspective and how you can channel it and internalize it to elevate you, to take you to the next level, right? Instead of using it to consume you, to have self-doubt, because that type of stuff can lead to all type of mental stuff, depression, and just a whole bunch of different things. And if that's the case, then you should definitely go seek help, right? Why not? Go seek a counselor. Go seek, a counselor, a therapist, a mentor, someone, right? But a lot of people might say, oh, I don't want to do it. That's a waste of time. It's really not a waste of time. If you desperately need it, I'd say reach out. You should reach out to a counselor, mentor, or therapist who has either two things. One, been in a similar situation as you, so they know about your situation, they're familiar with it, so they can really help you very well. And or option two, they have many patients, or they have had a lot of patients recently or in the past experiences who were in a similar situation as you, so they have the experience, right, through patients, traumas, right? If you pick one of those two options of that counselor or therapist with one of those two experiences, I guarantee you the counseling or therapy isn't going to feel as useless or as worthless, right? At the end of the day, that's up to you, though. You know, that's how bad you want it. If it's really that bad for you, right? Regardless, get the help that you may need, right? And in another video, I'm definitely going to talk about how life is definitely, life is all about perspective. That's definitely going to be a very, soon video. Life's all about perspective. But that's really the end of this one. Just a quick little video, about how, you shouldn't let your pain, dictate your downfall, basically, right? Because that's what a lot of people do. Let that pain dictate their downfall. But at the end of the day, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Comment, like, and subscribe. Comment any other future, videos that you may want to see. Hope this resonated with some people. If you know anyone in a similar situation or has any pain and, just going through some stuff, obviously share this video with them. If this resonated with you in some way, shape, or form, like I said, with any type of pain or trauma, save this video, rewatch it a few times, 2 or 3 times, probably is going to hit the mark for you, and at the end of the day, you know what you got to do. All right, there's no excuses. No one cares about your excuses. But like I said, it's all about perspective. In another video, I'm gonna talk to y'all about how life literally is all about perspective. But until then, I'm gonna see y'all in the next one.